Hi, this is Chris. Welcome to another Tech Tuesday. Today we'll be talking about Adobe Spark, the EDU version. Adobe Spark is a tool that we can use to easily create graphic posts, web pages, and videos. The EDU version, which we recently set up here in San Marcos, allows students of all ages to safely share projects with their teachers without worries or additional passwords. Spark can be used on desktops, laptops, iOS devices, and Chromebooks. Creativity is important, and Spark is another tool that you and your students can add to your toolboxes. It is built with younger students in mind and has a very simple, intuitive interface. Let's take a look. First, let's visit spark.adobe.com/edu. If you have a previously existing free account with spark.adobe.com, you can simply log in with Google, and if you do not have an existing account, you can click on Start Now for free. And in San Marcos, again, we have connected with our domain, and enter in your full email address. And as long as you're signed in with Google, you'll be redirected to a sign-in page. You will not have to create a separate password, and you'll be signed in. If you do have an existing account, from this page, click on Login. Continue with Google. If you're using Chrome and you're signed into your Chrome account, it will pass you through to the Spark web app page. So from here, you can see any existing projects that you've created. If you click on the blue plus sign, then you have the options to look at all the different types. If you want to narrow it down, you can click to create a graphic, a web page, or a video. You also have the option to start from scratch, graphic, web page, or video. But from here, you can kind of browse through and see some examples of different templates that you might choose to modify for your purposes. You can also search if you're looking for a particular type of project that you want to create. Let's say you want to look to see what kind of resources they have for lessons. If you search for the word lesson, then you'll see some different graphic types of templates. There's also an option for a video and a site. Let's go back to browsing. So you can create graphics that are based on different types of social media, print options, and ads, and go from there. Now let's see what this looks like from a student perspective. In San Marcos, or if you're in another school district that has also set up your domain with Spark EDU, you can have your students log in and access the same website, and you don't have to worry about setting up a whole nother account or any kind of privacy issues, whatnot. They will click on Start Now for free, and again, click on Login with School Account, put in their school email address, they will not need to put in a password. As soon as they click out or tab out of that field, they'll be redirected and passed through to Adobe Spark EDU. And again, once they're signed in, once they're passed through, from there they can create different types of posts, whether it be a graphic, a web page, or a video. As far as how to create each of these types of projects, let's do a real quick overview on those. If you're starting from a template, select the template, then you can modify it as you see fit. You can change the layout, you can add additional features such as images, text, etc. Anything that you add can be modified. Images can have filters added, you can blur them. Different options are available depending on what you input into the graphic. From there you can share digitally, with a link, or you can download the image or PDF version of the graphic. When you're finished from the dashboard, you can choose to edit your project, rename, duplicate, etc. Same things apply if you start from scratch. So let's start a web page from scratch. Put in a title, and then it prompts you to add a background image, which you can search from Creative Commons sources, and then prompts you to scroll and continue to add to the story with various types of options. Make sure that you're using appropriate text styles, and you can click on the plus sign above or below anything that you have inserted to continue to add different types of information onto your page. Some of the pieces that you put in are editable, such as this photo grid. You can modify the images. This glide deck can also be modified and have other pieces inserted into it. One of the things that I don't particularly care for about the web pages is this right here. You can't have, unless it's something like this split screen layout, you cannot arrange other items to be side by side. So if you want more than one button, they will appear one on top of the other. The other thing that I really don't like about Spark pages is you cannot drag and drop to rearrange any of the items on the page. So if I don't want this text box here, I want it somewhere else, I can copy it and cut it and paste it, but I can't simply drag and drop this text box to be above or below the other one. My only options are to modify and or delete content in order to rearrange it on the page. One thing that is kind of cool about pages is when you share it, you can share it either as a web page or in presentation mode. When you're presenting a web page, then you have these buttons here that allow you to scroll through as if this was a slideshow. The other thing that I really like is on pages, when you insert images from Creative Commons sources, Adobe Spark automatically creates a credits section and tags the sources of all of those images for you. Especially helpful for your students. They don't have to worry about attributions. When you're ready to share your page, click on Publish and Share Link, choose some additional information, and then you can create link. Video options are very similar. You can either use a template or start from scratch. You'll be prompted to start with a name, and then the template will walk you through and provide you with additional prompts to get you going. There is a quick tips guide when you begin, and then depending on which template you pick, you'll be guided through the process of adding the content. You'll be shown what type of content you can insert and what you can do with it once it's on the page. You can add narration to your video by clicking and pressing on the microphone, and then you can modify your video at any point in the process. You can change the theme, you can resize it, you can change the music or add your own, and then when you're done, you can share or download. You can also choose to create any of these in the iOS app. Android does have an app version of the post, which is the graphic, but I believe that is the only one at this time. In San Marcos, Hall of Fame's Level 2, we do have a badge available for using Spark in the classroom called Spark Your Knowledge. And in order to receive this badge, you must incorporate Spark EDU into student projects and submit at least 2 projects describing how it positively impacted your students. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.